What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. My name is Jason. So I'm looking around and I've got some organization to do today, and I want to try to get you guys as much content as I can because my wife and I are expecting a newborn any day now. And once that baby gets here, my time is going to be a little bit more limited. So let me show you what I have here around the yard as I'm moving all this stuff around here today. And you know, if nothing else, I'll be able to probably teach you a couple good donors to look out for, or some interesting little tidbits and factoids. So let's get right into this project. Now, if you don't already know this about me, I work for myself. I part out all types of GM vehicles. I mostly do GM trucks and SUVs, but I do get into, you know, the more compact SUVs and a little bit in the cars also. So right now, this is the condition of my house. I've got this Suburban in the driveway. There's a Trailblazer behind it, a 1500 Silverado, this Buick Rainier. I'll tell you a little bit more about that here shortly. I just picked that up a little while ago. The 6.0 CUCV, that thing stays. Then I've got a few more donors lined up over here, a couple more tucked in the back, project vehicles. So I'm gonna get all this stuff moved around, a little bit more organized in a way that makes a little bit more sense for what I need to do and what I plan to do with these vehicles. And I'll tell you a little bit about them as we go. The first one here is this 2002 Chevy Suburban. This one is getting loaded onto the trailer to go to scrap. I can usually only keep a donor around here for a week, 2 weeks. Once the engine and transmission are gone, whatever's left usually goes to the scrap yard. I try to keep it listed as long as possible so people can get as much of it as they can. I really hate to scrap good usable components, but this one's at the end of its time here. So I got to get it loaded up on the trailer. We're taking this one to the scrap yard this afternoon. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on what we're doing. This is a 2004 Trailblazer Extended. I scooped this up because it's got the all aluminum 5.3 V8, the LM4. And these things aren't falling from the sky like the iron blocks are. The aluminum engines are harder to get your hands on, so they don't come as cheap. This truck, I'm pretty sure I already showed you guys this one. But this is a 2005 Silverado 1500. This one has the all aluminum 5.3 in it, but this is an L33. Now, I really like the L33 because it's an all aluminum block. It has good 799 heads on it right from the factory. It comes with a truck intake, obviously, and they have Gen 4 internals in them. And the best way I know to pick out Gen 4 internals on an engine that's about 95% reliable is to check the valley cover bolts. You can almost always see this front valley cover bolt right here. And if the valley cover bolts are 13 millimeter bolts, about 95% of the time, that engine will have Gen 4 internals. The better connecting rods with the full floating wrist pins. Every L33 that I've gotten my hands on has Gen 4 internals, and they're also non-DOD engines. So they don't have any of the variable displacement issues with the lifters and the camshaft and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm a big fan of the L33. I wish I had one of these to swap into my Camaro before I had the LM4 into it. Rest assured, in the future, if I swap any more, I'll definitely be going with that engine in any car projects I'm working on. They only came in the 2005 to 2007 Chevy and GMC 1500 pickups. and only in the extended cab 6.5 foot bed configuration. So not a ton of vehicles got that engine, but they are out there. You can find them. Like you saw in a previous video, I managed to score one out of the junkyard. So for the time being, these two are staying here. This spot is cleared now. I have a Jeep Cherokee that I need to get up here. I bought it for parts for my Jeep that I left up in Maine. It has all the parts I need to fix my Jeep. And like everything else that I wanted parts out of, I listed the rest of it for sale. And I have a guy coming tomorrow to pick up the engine. So I need to get the engine out of it, and then I'll pull the axles for my stuff, pull the parts I need, and the rest of it will go to scrap. So next up is this 2006 Silverado. Guess why this one's here? L33 engine. That's just another donor. L33, this one was crashed. It has a good transmission, good drivetrain, but the body's shot. So this one will get parted out, and as much of it as I can save from the crusher, I will. All right, next up, 2002 Chevy Silverado, runs and drives. Now this one, this is a 2004 Yukon Denali XL. This has a great running LQ4 6.0 in it and a 4L65E transmission. These are great drivetrain donors. It's also all-wheel drive, so it has a really awesome all-wheel drive transfer case and the stronger all-wheel drive front differential. These are really good donors when you can find them. Let's take a break from trucks for a second. Let me show you what I just had you set up on. So this is a 1998 Camaro. This one is also a V6 with a 5-speed. This one has some of the worst rod knock I've ever heard. So the engine is garbage, but I do have another 3.8 that I could put in it. Now I bought this one because it has T-tops, and in the pictures, the body looked really nice. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. The guy was about an hour or so away from me, and it looked really nice in the pictures. So I decided to go down and see if I could get it, because I personally would prefer to have T-tops. And obviously I have plenty of engines that I could put into this thing. Now, once I got there, the body's not as good as it looked. It's got dents, it's got rust in some places. So more than likely this one is just gonna get the V6 out of the red Camaro, and then this one's gonna go to a new home. It's more worth my time and effort to just fix it and resell it than it is to do anything else with it. The body's just not good enough, and the places that it has rust, it just, in my opinion, it's not worth the effort of swapping it to a V8 car. So that one will be going to somebody else once I swap that good 3.8 into it. Okay, next truck to be moved. This is a 2005 1500 L33 engine, 4L60E transmission, 4-wheel drive. This one runs and drives also, guys. I mean, these donors are out there. Get out there and find them. It's just a matter of looking, knowing what you're looking for, and being able to get there before somebody else does. Feels like I got something bound up in the front end. There we go. I forgot these 2005 and newer trucks need a 17-inch wheel. All right, we're almost back to what I need to get to today. So next thing we're gonna move here is the surplus Suburban. I'm sure you guys remember the playlist on this truck. I still have it. I'm still waiting on the title from the government. Maybe someday it'll get here, who knows. So I'm gonna get that moved out of the way next. The white 2500 HD, I don't need to move, but I'm probably gonna start it up just to get the fluid circulated and everything else. And then there's another Trailblazer back there that will get moved. And then we'll be able to get to the Jeep that I need to get out. So this Trailblazer, you've probably already guessed, also an engine and drivetrain donor. This one runs and drives also, has the LM4 5.3 in it, and a good 4L60E transmission. Now what it doesn't have is a fuel tank or a battery. So I'm gonna get a battery and get my little portable fuel cell hooked up so I can get this thing moved also. There we go. All right, let's see if this thing will start. And at long last, the thing we actually came to get out of here, the donor Jeep. You guys probably remember this thing from the New Year's burnout call out challenge. This thing actually did a really great burnout. So let's get this pulled out, because unfortunately its days as one solid vehicle are numbered. The engine's Jeep's out. Now I can start putting things away. Before I do, one more I'll show you. The old CUCV. I bought this thing a while ago also. It's an 86. It's essentially the same truck as the tan one, but I just haven't done anything to it yet. It's still stock. I've taken a few parts and pieces off of it here and there, but it still drives, it still starts up and moves, but it's a 6.2 diesel and it's always a pain in the butt to get started. So for the time being, I'm just gonna leave it there. It doesn't need to. We got the blue crew cab also. Now that the weather's getting nice again, I'll be able to get this thing over to the driveway. Remember, we're gonna swap that twin turbo 6-liter into this one. I'm excited for that. And that'll be coming, we'll be getting back to work on that now that the weather's nice. So this ugly thing here is a 2006 Buick Rainier. Now, I'm sure some of you are asking, Jason, what the heck are you gonna do with a 2006 Buick Rainier? Well, let me tell you. The Buick Rainier is built on the same platform as the Chevy Trailblazer, the GMC Envoy, and the Saab 9.7. Now what's special about it being a Buick is some of the Buick Rainiers, one, came with the V8 all aluminum, just like the Trailblazers, Envoys, and the 9.7s could. This one has an LH6 V8 in it. which I'm excited about because it'll be the first DOD engine that I get to mess around with and do a DOD delete on. Now the other thing that I'm excited about this vehicle for is this one has the all-wheel drive transfer case. Now, if you're familiar at all with the Trailblazer SS, this is essentially a Trailblazer SS with 7/10 less displacement and otherwise the same drivetrain. And not even close to the price tag. That's why I got it, and that's why I'm excited about it. I think I'm gonna call this the wolf in sheep's clothing, because not many people look at a Buick Rainier and expect anything exciting to happen. But this one, something exciting will happen, for sure. Not to mention, I scooped it up super cheap, $800. And it runs and drives. We're gonna run and drive it and park it back behind the garage until I'm ready to get started on this. These things also have a super nice interior. All leather, 6-way power adjustable seats, wood grain steering wheel, super plush. This one even has the entertainment package with the DVD player in the back, so my kids will be entertained while we're going out to dinner or wherever. Well, everybody, this past Sunday on March 14th, our new baby boy was born. We named him Holden. This is him right here. And we brought him home the next day. So my time and priority has always been family first. I still am going to do my very best to bring you guys content as quickly and as often as I can and make it good, valuable content that hopefully is entertaining as well. So just bear with me over these next few weeks as we get life figured out with a newborn and a 2-year-old. And I promise as soon as I'm able to, I will keep getting stuff uploaded and keep sharing the projects with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, take care.